This is the fourth episode answering the question, is a dedicated cloud really a cloud? And today we're going to focus on flexibility. So if you haven't seen the first three episodes, I would strongly encourage that you do that. The three episodes prior to this, the first one was automation. The second one we discussed operations and operational strength. And the third one we discussed security, all as they impact the dedicated cloud environment. And now we're going to talk about flexibility within a dedicated cloud infrastructure. So cloud technology itself should not dictate your business. In other words, your business should not move to meet the technology available within cloud. Instead, cloud should be flexible enough to provide you with an environment that you can be successful. In fact, some of those key attributes are bulletized here on the screen. Do you remember, before we get into that though, you remember years ago, carpooling lanes started. This has been 30 or 40 years ago is when the carpooling lanes, I believe, I haven't verified this, but I believe it was the mid-70s, 1970s, that carpooling started to become something, right? We started to get the carpooling lanes, right? We've all seen them. Some of us may even use them. Now, we look at that technology, or that, not technology, but the implementation of carpooling back in the 70s today, and we realize that although some people use carpooling lanes, there are a lot of people, myself included, that never use carpooling lanes. They're rarely in a situation where we're in a carpool because we're always going different places. A great idea, carpooling, but in execution, the business need, our business and our preferences just did not align with the rules of carpooling. Cloud technology is very similar to that. We have a lot of public or community-based cloud, which is going to eventually take off, and I hope become more successful than carpooling has. But the reality is that there are a lot of sacrifices and changes to our business models that we have to make in order to adopt a multi-tenant or public cloud infrastructure. On the flip side, we can use dedicated cloud infrastructure. Now, a dedicated cloud, as we've talked about in this four-part series, is very similar to an IT infrastructure, but has some great advantages to it. And some of those advantages are bulletized here on this screen that we need to make sure we get with our dedicated cloud implementation. Horizontal scalability. Horizontal scalability means I can start off in a dedicated cloud with very few compute resources, 50 virtual machines, a very small environment. Make my initial investment in an infrastructure, a framework, and then be able to scale that out horizontally. And the reason why I use the word horizontal scalability is for those of you that are building security controls or have some form of certification that you have to get on your compute environment, for example, a federal environment. You want to make sure that the components you have within your cloud do not change all the time because it will directly and adversely impact your certification. So we want to make sure that when we add a switch, it's the same type of switch, just more ports, things of that nature. Location agnostic. We want to make sure that we have the ability to move our cloud, either local or remote, should be location agnostic. We also want to make sure that our cloud environment, whatever cloud environment we invest in, is available as a dedicated or private cloud, as well the same technology used within a multi-tenant or shared cloud environment. This gives us maximum flexibility in our acquisitions. So, is dedicated cloud really a cloud? The answer is absolutely yes. A dedicated cloud is a cloud. And for the reasons of automation, operations, security, and flexibility as well as others.